Let's see. Am I streaming? Am I streaming? Am I streaming? Let me think. What am I needing to do? I gotta pull up YouTube. I gotta see if this is. Yeah, it looks like we're live. Good. Sweet. We're online. Dude, who saw this? Bernie Sanders. Coachella. Bernie Sanders headlined at Coachella. Like, the craziness going on in the world right now. Oh, there's my pin. I'm looking for my pin. It's in my lap. Okay. Man, I'm feeling hyped up today. I didn't even have a coffee. Caffeine free right now. But yeah, this is Wonky Wendy Epilogue number 3. I'm back after being sick for like 3 weeks. You can kind of tell I'm still a little stopped up. My voice is like, it's still in the back of my nose or something. You know, it's like when you cough, then you need to sneeze. It's messed up. But yeah, I'm gonna sound like I'm talking through my nose a little bit. So sorry about that. But yeah, Bernie Sanders headlined at Coachella. Well, I don't think he headlined. That's the wrong word. He opened. And I can't say if I was at Coachella, I wouldn't want to hear anyone talking about politics on stage. But if it's anybody going to be doing it, Bernie Sanders is the one to do it. Like, can you imagine being at Coachella and being like messed up? Seeing Bernie Sanders get up on stage, you're like, where am I? Bernie Sanders is on stage. Like, what? But yeah, I've been seeing news that like him and AOC have been doing all these huge turnout talks around the nation, which, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and give away a little bit of my political leaning here, but like stuff is getting really crazy. And it's we're only 3 months into this 4 years, so I mean I'm kind of worried about what's gonna end up happening, but I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's get on with it. I've been feeling like I needed this stream today because I'm having a hard time getting motivated to work today. It's Friday, and I've really got to get some drawing done, but goodness, I'm like, you know, there's this saying that Mitch Hedberg, the late comedian, had where he's like, my sister's got her priorities straightened. Like, what is it he says? He says, she's got her. I'm totally messing up the joke. Never mind. He's got priorities in a line, straightened up. What's the saying? Oh my gosh. I'm out of my mind right now. But yeah, let me talk about the comic for a second. This is Wonky Wendy Epilogue number 3. It's going to be available for pre-order next Sunday. So yeah, I'm starting all the colors, and I went ahead and did a little bit of coloring over here and over here. I got all the, you know, like the secondary colors going. This is going to be a really good issue. I'm really pumped for this one. It's kind of like getting into the climax of the epilogue. And you know, I'm a little bit behind because I got sick, and then it's easy to be behind when you're doing comics. Like any comic artist will tell you, like deadlines are killers, and they're like when you have nobody helping you, it's all on you. Like it's so easy for something to just like put you back a day, and then you're never able to catch up. So yeah, here I am working, and yeah, like I need get my priorities. Like I'm listening to this music, and it's like way too loud. I can't even hear myself think. But yeah, here's what we're listening to. I want to listen to Big City Life. This is Big City Life by Lude and Matafix. A little drum and bass. Feel good music. Yeah, this is Wonky Wendy Epilogue 3, and we've got some the main characters here. You're gonna see these characters a lot in this issue, and I call her Mindy. She's like the young Wendy. Of course, there's a few differences here, but yeah, she's kind of a mean blonde girl. And you got this lady over here who, she is Wynn's mother. Oh, I love this song. So she's Wynn's mom, and she's going to be like one of the main characters. These two are the main characters in this issue. And, you know, a lot of people, I've been getting a few questions, like 2 or 3 questions about the Wonky Wendy Kickstarter that is in the process of being printed right now. If you're wondering about that, it is still in progress. I don't have any updates for that yet, but it's being printed, and I assume it'll be shipped out in the next, I would say next week. You'll definitely have a tracking number. Is that what it is? Just wondering if it's tracking number because it uses letters too. I'm going to pull up my chat just in case you have any chat-worthy comments. All right, chat. Here we go. I got chat up. What else is going on? Let's figure out a good color for this. Oh, and the next project, the other reason I'm a little bit behind is while I was kind of getting better from being sick, I was doing some like easy, busy work kind of stuff. I know that's what we call simple, like office work kind of stuff. I was doing the preps for Tales from the Crypt Keeper. We're gonna have a Tales from the Crypt Keeper Kickstarter go on, and when my order of Wonky Wendy volumes comes to me, I went ahead and ordered the next project for you know, it's gonna be Tales from the Crypt Keeper. I went ahead and ordered proof of that. I've got 2 issues getting printed, and I'll be able to see if that's a good amount or if it needs a little bit more. We're starting with issue number 10, and we'll go to issue. We've got to issue 10 and 11, and I'm wondering if I should include issue 12 and 13. But it's good to do a small, like I felt like 2 issues was probably too much for a proof, but you know, it'll also allow me to see what it's like having a lot of pages in a comic, because this is not a paperback. This is going to be a what do you call that? A manga comic. And so this is like the first time I've ever ordered a manga comic. It'll be interesting to see what it feels like in my hand. They're a little bit smaller than a normal comic. All right. So unfortunately, I only have like, let's see, I've got 30 minutes live stream. I've got to end my live stream in 30 minutes. Let's see how much I can get done in 30 minutes. I was out working on this in a big room the other day. there's like one, as long as I don't show the giant the giant belly in the background, it's like I can get away with coloring some of this. If you add in the background, then it's like, wait, what's getting drawn over here? What the heck is that? And Bernie Sanders talking to Coachella. That's just so wild. All right, I'm trying to use some softer rounded brushes as well as harder round brushes. The other, I think the stuff going on, so I guess yesterday and the day before that, a lot of news was going on about Katy Perry and the women billionaires who went up for a joyride in space. And the news surrounding that has been really funny to watch. I'm all for hearing more. It's almost like when, you know, who was it, Ray Parker? Is that her name? When she went viral for her, I don't know what you call it, whatever it was, her breakdancing, if you call it that, at the Olympics. There was just so many funny memes that came out of that. Like that's when you're thankful for the internet. Like, it may be destroying society, but hey, at least it gives us a few laughs every now and then. And it's really good for putting billionaire women in their place when they're like, look at this amazing thing I did. And you're like, oh, you're not an astronaut? Like, that's like a woman who pays someone to build her house and then is like, look at this house I built. My new house. I'm a really good builder. Yeah, they're all like, how dare them not call us astronauts? It wasn't a ride. You're not allowed to make fun of us because we make money. We have more money than you. That's really what it is. All right. All right. I feel like by the time this comic is finally finished, like, you know, the last epilogue comic is finished, we'll be doing good if we still have a society. This comic has now been running for 10 years. I think that chapter 1 started in 2015, before COVID. It's like the marker for any point in time. Like, was it pre-COVID or post-COVID? I love seeing the... Oh, what did I just do? Okay. I really like seeing people post about, like, do you remember when this happened during COVID? And it's like the craziest shit ever. Like, oh my god, yeah, that happened. I can't believe it. I think their captions are like, my kids will never believe me when I tell them, when I show them this or something. Like, I hardly believe it. A lot of the mask pictures where people wear insane stuff as masks. That was some gold comedy. Let's figure out. I want to listen to Big City again. Is anybody else like that, where you're like, you listen to the same song over and over again? Ba-da-dum. At least we'll listen to one other song. Okay. Yeah, I was watching who was I watching about like why where capitalism is about to fail. It was like, that's a great way to start your day, right? But I was watching this video and he was just saying how the billionaires are like running out of ways to make money off of people, and not running off of ways to make money off of people. They are essentially running out of ways to continue upscaling and continue generating more and more profit, and like exponential profit, what all the investors want. And so they're all trying to rent out any kind of product they can get their hands on, and just let's do away with ownership. Let's rent out everything. Subscriptionize. Is that a word? Subscriptionize? Let's create subscriptions for everything. That was part of what really made me want to do the paperback comics. It was being like, I am getting so over all these subscriptions, and like I'm ready to get my hands on physical goods again. So I don't know. I'm going to start offering comics. If you want to order a physical comic, I will have those available on my website from here on out. If I've ever printed them, they'll be continued. They should be able to print them. I'll go ahead and order some extra copies of each one, and that way if you make an order, I'll be able to send it out to you. Something like that. But, you know, the other day I was thinking, what if society does collapse? What if I can't turn my computer on one day? My entire life, my life's work will be gone. It's kind of a depressing thought. Yeah, I think the Mitch Hedberg line was, you need to get your priorities crooked. Okay. This is my song. This is my jam right now. Big city life. Don't you want to know me? Be a friend of mine. Let's see. I'm trying to think if this is like a rimmed hat or... I love this song. Did anybody out there watch Coachella or any of the acts at Coachella? Because the few times I turned it on, I scoured every single channel on Coachella, and I was just not interested. Like Bernie Sanders talking at Coachella would probably have been one of the highlights of Coachella for me, which is, I don't want to hear political stuff at Coachella, but that's how bad Coachella was. I was also thinking about Coachella being, this was Coachella, they did a back then and now comparison, and it's kind of sad because the fact that like every concert stage at Coachella is like one big massive LCD screen, And like, you know, that's not just Coachella. That's every single concert nowadays. Like, it's kind of depressing. Just like, ah, the world of screens. You thought you were gonna like see music in person? Well, you can't escape the screen. That looks a little strange. You know, what's better than watching a concert on your TV? Watching a TV at the concert. I mean, it's funny, but that's really what's happening. Every concert is a TV. I would like to kind of see a poll or Google what the best concerts are nowadays. Music concerts. I'd be interested to know that. I think what got me started thinking about that was I was Googling like what happened to Bass Nectar, and I know the whole fallout. I don't really know everything about with what happened. And I don't think anybody does because of the NDAs. But recently he did settle out of court. And so, I don't know, I was remembering those were some of my favorite concerts back in the day. And maybe Deadmau5 had some good concerts with like light and music. But those are just DJs, and I kind of started getting tired of DJ music, like DJ concerts, I guess. I think the movie We Are Friends. You remember that movie? Well, if you saw that movie, it's all about like how people, how those guys wanted to be DJs because, you know, they're basically just, how can we do the least amount of work, get the most amount of money and best way of life? And I don't know. I was just like, that never sat right with me after that. Whereas like, you know, that kind of sucks. And you know, you don't always know who actually has talent and who's just grifting. It's really hard for me to watch DJ concerts nowadays too, because, you know, after you realized, you know, they're not actually doing anything up there, they're just keeping a beat, and they're basically like magicians. Magicians moving around in time. So yeah, they're just like turning knobs, and it's like most of the knobs are not even hooked into anything. It's all pre-recorded, and it's no secret. So I don't know. It's just it's really, I don't know. It's almost like being a religious and then figuring out like your God doesn't exist. And it's like, I can't do this way of life anymore. They're phonies, that kind of thing. I don't know if phony is the right word, but you know, it's hard to not just kind of get agitated watching them pretend like they're doing something when they're not doing anything at all. I think there's probably a joke to be made, like if you took some other professions and you applied the same I look like I'm working of a DJ to the other professions. I think that would probably make some good comics. especially like construction jobs. Like imagine like taking a hammer over to a house that's already built and just like hammering on the house. Like, I'm a DJ. I'm building this house. All right, let's you know, I don't know that I need to. I've got this color. Let's go with kind of like a turquoise blue. Let's get back onto big city life. This is the hot right now. This is like the slowed down version. The live version of this is so much better. Cause it's like sped up by like 20 beats per minute. No, big city life. Yeah. Good thing no one's here. I probably like turn it off. This will be my summer anthem. Playing it before summer even starts. Big city life. I watched a movie last night that was a really good movie to watch by yourself. Like, I can't imagine watching it in any other condition and enjoying it, but it was the movie Hunter. The Hunter by the Australian film company about the guy who's hunting not Tasmanian devils. That's his front. He is hunting for the last Tasmanian tiger. And he finds a CG one. But yeah, like it's kind of a dark movie. And it's a really good William Dafoe movie though. Dark but good. It's making me try to remember what happens to William Dafoe in Platoon. I was remembering because I watched that fairly recently, but I was trying to think, like, I know he actually survives when the guy straight up trying to kind of murders them. And then, like, oh my gosh, he's still alive. And then there's a whole army of Viet Cong after him. And I think he gets gunned down. And then I don't remember much of what happens after that. I know they want to kill the guy who's responsible. So I don't even remember what happens with... Okay. I guess nothing really happens because I do remember they end up all just kind of getting ambushed by that giant wave of Viet Cong. I was watching a video that was reporting on how much taxes the ultra wealthy actually paid back during war times of the World War II, like the golden era of America. they paid like 90% taxes during that time. And like that's when the golden era of America was. Like, oh, I guess we can maybe make the assumption that when the ultra wealthy pay a large share of taxes, it's good for the country. Stop talking about that. That's such like, I don't know, depressing stuff to talk about. I don't even want to like open up social media and be confronted by it anymore. It's just so depressing. I don't know if ignorance is the answer, but that's the answer I want. All right. Let's go ahead and do, I think we've done, oh. I never really finished my thought on The Hunter, but if you're like by yourself looking for a movie, I thought that was a really good late night, you know what, I just don't feel like going to sleep, but I feel like watching something. Like, that was a good movie to watch in those conditions. I'm trying to think what other good movies. I saw Fifth Element. I forgot. That's the first time in forever since I've seen Fifth Element. Like, I don't know. It's been at least a decade since I've seen Fifth Element, and I need to watch it again because I've forgotten so much of it, but I really liked that movie. That's probably Bruce Willis in his prime. I don't know if what are Bruce Willis's best movies? There's Die Hard and Fifth Element. Like, what else did he do that was good? Come with me. Well, maybe choose better words. Okay, I need listen to this song. Okay, so it looks like we got to do her now, and I'm running out of time. I've only got like 10 more minutes. But I definitely need to have this page finished by tonight. Wendy! I'm gonna make her coloring real simple. This is like a Post Malone. Post Malone really has been trying to get into movies. Well, he has been getting into movies, but what did I see him in recently? The Wrath of Man. He's in a lot of parts where he has to play a gangster, like a robber or something. What movie did I ever watch where? Okay, The Town. So yeah, like I'm like watching Tubi all day long instead of YouTube. That's funny. I never realized that. I'm watching Tubi because watching YouTube is way too depressing nowadays. I'm trying to take care of my mental health a little bit. And yeah, I watched The Town That's another like dark movie, I guess. It has a happy ending. I guess as happy as you can be. I'm really the one movie I can think of that I'm excited about coming out. Well, actually, there's probably two movies. I'm really excited about the next movie of the Mortal Kombat 2, which I understand no one else is probably going to be excited about that, but I am. I'm excited about Mortal Kombat 2 and the next Accountant movie, which sounds like you need to go to a mental facility for saying that. But I liked The Accountant 1, and I think it's really, I think that movie, if I could bet money on what movie is going to succeed next, it's going to be The Accountant 2, because of what just happened in the news with RFK Jr. talking trash about autistic people. Like, you know, that is going to be like, you know, it's going to have the same effect of like Black Panther, where, or, you know, like the Marvels is not a good situation because that actually, that was not the right, but Black Panther was a successful version of like being a, oh, what do you even call it? What do you call it? Where you're taking action by just going to see this movie, you're supporting a cause, you know? And I don't know, everyone who has any kind of dealing with, who has kids or relatives with autism, or if you are autistic, like what happened was it last night or 2 nights ago with RFK Jr. talking about trash talking autistic people? It was just like, what in the actual F is going on? It's like, I don't know. It's very, makes me a little too emotional to talk about, because I really, that'll get you amped up if you have autistic friends or relatives. But I knew that ish was coming, because I don't know if, did you ever hear Donald Trump's, I think his brother, talking about how Donald Trump talked about his son, like his brother's son, where I guess he's wheelchair bound or something, and Donald Trump was just like, oh, you should just off him, like unalive him. I don't know why you keep him alive. It was just like, what in the actual F? Like, who wants this guy in charge of our country? No. I don't, you can just like remove the letters from that sentence, Trump. Like, I don't know, anyone. I would not support anyone. I got like a zero tolerance policy on anyone who has an opinion of people like that being in any like high power positions. And you're sick if you disagree with me. I'm sorry. Again, I was talking about The Accountant though, and how he's like super autistic, and I really enjoyed The Accountant 1. You know, not much happened, but it was just like a cool story, a very interesting take on like a superhuman kind of guy. You know, where, I mean, they really are. It's very believable. I'll just say that, you know? Probably talking about way too much controversial stuff. But all that's just been marinating in my head, I guess. All right. I don't know what is going on here. This is looking kind of crazy. Let's just make it a large highlight. Not really understanding what I'm trying to do with this highlight. Man, I'm like, as soon as I put these headphones on, I just like start getting hot. All right, so all the figures except for the blue skin, I guess. Oh shit, I got very little time left. I'm gonna run out the door. Let's finish the skin and her fur, and then we'll be done. I'll do backgrounds on Twitter maybe. I paid for my subscription so I could live stream on Twitter, and I'm gonna get my money's worth. Got a live stream on there at least once a month. All right, here we go. I think it's a little bit too soft. Yeah, so I'm thinking The Accountant 2 is probably gonna do really well at the box office. Well, I mean, that's my guess. If marketing behind that movie had the idea to really take advantage of it, they could. But apparently Minecraft is the kind of movie that people want to watch in movie theaters. Which is kind of crazy. I mean, I think it's just an indication, like, movies are for families and for kids now. Like, there's a huge demand for entertainment that keeps your kids entertained for like 2 hours. A lot of kids movies are just doing really well. Sonic 3, what was the other one? Mario. It's a good time to be a family kid driven entertainment. They're coming out with a Zelda movie, which we're excited about. I wonder if, I doubt, no, Mortal Kombat 2 is not gonna do well. I watched it, the first one again, you know, like the remake one. It wasn't as bad as I remembered. I still had the same major bones with it. I was like, oh yeah, I remember the exact things I hated about this movie. I hated who they chose for Raiden, and I hated that they never played the Mortal Kombat theme song. And those were still like, it's funny how, you know, feelings don't change. I wonder if they're like so predictable that they make you easy to manipulate. I mean, it's nice for creators because they're like, oh, as long as we do this, people will love it. Which it's very difficult as a creator to know what your fans are going to like and how they're going to react to everything you do, and how to bring new ideas forth. And still come out with a movie that people like. It's the kind of what every artist runs into, is doing new things. Star Wars definitely has that problem. Star Trek does too. Where new things, but still catering to what people have always liked about. Oh yeah, I forgot about her like necklace. Let's give her like a give her like a necklace here. That kind of looks like a jellyfish. It's not supposed to look like a jellyfish. This is by Cashin. The No-Nos? Is that what the name of the song is? The No-Nos? Cassius. The No-Nos. Yeah. I thought it was. It's a really odd name for a song. Alright, she's angry. I think we established that. Alright, and I think I've run out of time. I don't know what kind of song you would call, or what kind of genre of music you call this. I need to Google Cassius and see what they look like in real life. All right. I mean, we've got to do her hair, but I think I've run out of time. And that's how it goes. That's how the cookie crumbles. This is all the little tiny corrections that I had to do on the Kickstarter in order to get it ready for print. Wanted to do all these little tiny fixes that I never bothered doing back when I was working on the comic. All right. There we are, the first page coming along. I'm gonna try to do the backgrounds up on Twitter tonight. It's gonna take a little while though. Probably have to do only like 2 backgrounds on Twitter. Maybe this one and this one. Okay, but thanks for dropping by on the Wendy Wonka Epilogue number 3 coloring. Thanks for bearing with me as I spill my mind out on the floor. Sometimes it's I don't know what I'm. Sometimes it's just me venting expressions. So you're allowed to have your own opinions. So don't bother with me if I disagree with you. But you know. I will see you next time. This has been a Wendy Wonka Epilogue number 3 coloring, and look for more streams on Twitter or you mean X, and I don't think you can do that on Discord now that I don't have Nitro anymore, but yeah, X. What else can you live stream? I thought there was one other place. Maybe not. See me more on YouTube. All right, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.